Hey, this is Tamago. Welcome back to Railink. In the previous episode, we finished the farms for all the ingredients of our freshly made Pat's hamburgers at the downtown kitchen. However, there are still many other ingredients we don't have farms for all the other food items on the menu, so that's what we'll be working on today, starting with the mushroom farm. So yeah, here we go. This is where we'll be building the mushroom farm. There is this circular cave generation thing that I just hollowed out. I was trying to get rid of the dirt there in the ceiling, but turns out there is some gravel which fell down. I decided to leave the holes there because it added some nice vertical variation, allowing for some of those hanging lanterns over there. And besides that, we also have the redstone torches for the dim lighting here. In the ceiling, we have some dark blocks. It's a mix of variations of deep slate and blackstone, as well as some leaves there to add some of that organic feel with the mushrooms we're going to be growing in here. On the walls, we have some light gray terracotta and red terracotta for the mushroom colors we're going to be growing here, as well as soil for the floor. And here, all there's left to do is just the entrance to the cave. I'm a bit lazy, so I just tried to transition that to the outside bright colors of the overworld overground. Here's some additional cobblestone to help us do that as well. And this area over here is a planned bubble elevator to the Uptown South station we're going to build later in this episode. Now, the reason we are building this in a dimly lit cave is because we are not doing it the vanilla way with the big mushrooms. We can already do that with the tree farm by ENXO4 that we built in Railink episode 10. Instead, we will be using the colonies from Farmer's Delight to do so. These colonies require a light level of 12 or below, and using the soul lanterns and the redstone torches, we are definitely well below that, hovering at about 7 or less. And if we hit F7 over here, we can see that we don't have any red X's, meaning that mobs cannot spawn. There are no areas where there is a light level of 0, because that is the mob spawning rule after 118. Now, these colonies can't just be planted like that. We need some special soil for them. It is known as rich soil, which is made using decomposing organic compost over here. And organic compost is made with some bone meal, straw, rotten flesh, and dirt, or this alternative here with some tree bark. Fortunately, that is no problem for us at this stage of the game. Well, maybe the straw is a problem, but we can just easily collect those by destroying these wheat crops with the Farmer's Delight knife, or any crop or some other organic materials as well. I think we'll go for half a stack of organic compost. Oh, we need some more bone meal here. The reason is because I do want to have 16 of each color. Oh man, couldn't push that back in. Because each mushroom colonies gives 5 each when it is fully grown, the colonies. So that multiplied by 16 is a bit more than a stack, which is the goal for all of the other crops that we have. The goal in the sense of the amount of harvest per crop. Now, the reason why I am placing these in water is because these can accelerate using water and sunlight, as well as some other accelerators you might see before in the MEI menu. One of them is puzzle. It could also be accelerated with some mushrooms like this. I think so anyway. Oh, also, these blocks of puzzle were obtained by growing the large spruce trees back at base. They just transformed the grass around the base of that tree into puzzle, which I just harvested using our silk touch pick over here. And over time, these will change texture slightly from the very obvious white marks to the more subtle ones, as you can see over here. Let's nom on some of our burgers while we wait. Alright, that actually takes quite a while. I was just editing the previous segments while waiting for this to convert, but here is our rich soil completely done now. Sorry for the plosives, by the way. I'm not sure what is going on. Maybe just the mic position or the way I'm speaking, but hopefully it's a bit better now. Alright, where's the last one? Come on. Ah, there it is. Okay, cool. Right, the shovel gets rid of the puzzle, so we're just gonna have to painfully mine this one by one. So now all we have to do is just to head into the mushroom cave and replace some of the soul soil on the floor here with the rich soil, because I don't have much soul soil left, so better to save on these when I can. Let's see, how much is 16? Okay, so that is 16. I may want to spread this around a tiny bit. Okay, that just looks about alright, and I think I'll just place the mushrooms over here and let the colonies grow. You don't actually have to do anything, you just have to plant them on rich soil like this. Not even tilled. There you go, you can start to see it. Red mushroom colony. Then we'll do something similar for the brown on the other side. Alright, there you go. It's pretty quick actually. You can see that already transformed into a colony. While waiting, I should note that the rich soil can also be used to farm all of the other regular crops that require tilled dirt. It is faster. I think it randomly gives some bone meal effects as it grows, and you can't trample on it, which is quite nice given how often I've trampled all of those things. The maximum size that these can grow to is into 5 mushrooms, so I'll just quickly wait for that. Okay, so I believe this is the maximum size, these two over here. And if I break this using shears on my left click, you can actually get the whole colony back, as you can see. Fungus among us, look at that achievement. That actually rhymes. But if you want to grab, I think just one, you just shear right click. Yeah, right click. There you go. It gives you one and it decreases the size by 1 without actually breaking it. Very nice. All right, with the mushroom farm done, let us move on to other activities besides farming. Take a little break from it by building the Uptown South station. Here's the stairs, by the way, I built in the intro. Bit wacky over here, but we're in a bit of a tight space, so this will have to do. But yeah, over here is the bubble elevator directly down over there. At least that's the plan. And over here is a tunnel towards the Uptown North station. And here is the 2 locations for the stations that I'm actually going to put. Similar to before, the staggered design, because we don't have much space over here. And I also want to preserve the view. We're going to have our glass funnels over here, some walls, so that these can host some signs. Soul sand down there. Maybe a bit more of an interesting funnel design here. I mean walls instead of what we usually have. And we actually got this little pocket over here, so I'm just going to place a little bit of that. A window to the outside world. Oh, whoops. It's getting a bit dark here. I may just add some light over here. Like so. Water goes on over here, and we just need to kelp this all up. Alright, and time to destroy the kelp, and we have a working bubble elevator. Alright, here we go, with a nice chute. Okay, let's replay mod the rest of this, shall we? Alright, so after the bubble elevator, I started off with the tunnel because that was the part that I was most familiar with. I'm just copying the design seen in the previous episodes here with the direct ceiling, the stone brick middle, and the cobblestone stairs on the side as well as the cobble deep slate as the pillars in the corners over there. Starting with the part I'm most confident about can help me start a build after all. Alright, here we go to the outside, again starting with what I'm familiar with, which is this frame design out of acacia that has been done in the previous episodes, and also replicating the station design as well from the previous station because I'm quite happy with it. For the walls here, I am also doing something similar, namely some terracotta, replacing the dirt with one color, in this case red, and stone with another, in this case just the standard terracotta. On the walls over there, I am using some patterns created by acacia slabs, similar to the ones that you see on the Iron Savannah MDR station. They're mostly comprised of ascending and descending patterns. And on the outdoor walls there, I decided to do something similar, but in this case with cobble deep slate and cobblestone to transition it with the rest of the build. Some more lighting there on the walls and decided to go with a direct floor, because a darker color didn't work then, so this is the area that you're supposed to be able to stand on. Now for the roof, I decided to try something a little bit outside of my comfort zone. So this is more like a tent-ish type of roof. I initially tried the Farmer's Delight safety nets, but that was way too busy. So after a suggestion by someone on the voice chat that I was in, I decided to use iron trapdoors instead, which looked a lot better, I think. Thanks for that suggestion. Over here on the other side, I am following a similar pattern with the terracotta wall as well as the direct ceiling, holding up that hanging piece of hill behind there that is left over. And I decided to replace the floor there with a mix of deep slate variants. I think it looks quite nice to add some variation. Alright, after the Uptown South station, I decided that I wanted to do something fun. So I decided to just continue the rail line over here with a similar bridge as before, but with a little twist. We're going to have a bit of a minecart drop over here, as well as a bubble elevator to bring the minecart upwards. I completely forgot that this required some redstone, namely to slide in the rail and block when the minecart has flown above that base level there, on which it will land and will continue on in its direction. Hence this janky box that I had to draw over here. Down below, I thought I completely messed up the bubble elevator, but it turns out that I just flipped the left and right hand drive by going in the opposite direction instead of going the same direction that I came from. So I had to do a little bit of a janky bridge as well. And here are some rails towards another segment of the Iron Savanna, which I think we'll host our farms in. Up here, I just realized that the mechanism for the sliding didn't work because I had a piston as the back block, and that's not solid, so it doesn't push the minecart along the route. So I just had to switch the piston positions to make sure that there is a solid block at the end there. Alright, so here is the finished build in first person. Quite happy with how it turned out, especially this roof over here. Haven't used iron trapdoors or roof before, and I think gives the build a unique feel. You know, you have some of these holes to the ceiling, give some visibility to the sky. And it's also quite thin, so it's not just the glass that we're using these days. So thank you again for that suggestion. Oh, I also finished up the rail system over here with the redstone. I didn't do this in the building because we ran out of sticky pistons. So yeah, we didn't have any slime left. So I had to go all the way out into the swamps, which was quite far. But fortunately, it was almost a full moon, so we were able to quickly kill some slime and get some slime balls. Just a bit of our stack. Hopefully that will last us until we get a slime farm at home. So yeah, let's take a ride to the Janky Tower, shall we? Yeah, this is a very similar system to the one in the Legend of the Ice. You can see the explanation in 6a, where we have a minecart drop over here, dropping onto some rails, and then we just continue on our way. Notice the janky bridge over there. And then when we go the other way, we want to go upwards. We have, over this tunnel, into this bubble elevator where we get flung up, and we have some tripwires over there to catch us with some block sliding underneath. So here's what it looks like over here. As you can see, the stone bricks just slides in just slightly more quickly than the rails, and the rails got pulled out slightly more quickly, so it works out. And we have the solid block over here. I don't remember how I exactly did it in the Legend of the Ice series, but I'm putting this block of redstone over here to power the rail. Maybe I did it from the side or something. I don't know, because we had more space than we do over here. Alright, let's get to actually building some farms over here then. Not sure what to call this area. I guess it's near the Stony Hill, but we'll figure that out later. I cleared out some areas over here, slightly flat. Well, I guess it was naturally flat, but in particular over here, cleared it out for a nice station that we will build in the coming minutes. But yeah, we'll just start over here. So I do want to have a rice field because we have plenty of dishes with rice. My fried rice is a favorite of mine. But yeah, I don't think I can even make it in this lake over here because it needs to be knee deep. So like just one block of water deep, and it also needs to be planted in dirt, and I don't want to ruin this nice aesthetic here where we have a nice mix of sand, gravel, and dirt. So I'm gonna try my best here, stretching myself up again, but trying to make a creek in this area because we have this thing in the wall, right? And this just nicely flows down over here into this big lake, and that way we can have a bunch of knee deep water. There's gonna be a lot of things that are not flowing because we do need like full blocks, if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, this is gonna be quite hard. I am not very good at natural stuff. I think I want to redirect this to the left slightly to add more interest. And let's see how much we can slope this down here. But yeah, I think something like that. So we have a slight diversion here. But yeah, there you go. If you try to plant it over here, it just says that it won't survive on shallow water. So it needs to be one block deep like this. So I think it would be ideal if we have a lot of flat ground. So maybe we can try to have a lot of flat ground around here. Maybe you could drop just one block over here as the sides over here drop off by one block. And we're dropping one more block here. I have to be really careful here to not place source blocks down there, or else it will spill over and have it a bit too tall than what I want it to be. Yeah, see? Very tricky. Alright, let's try to place some rice over here and see how much we have and see if we need more space. I'll try to avoid the areas where we have flowing water down here because if I place rice over there, it's gonna cascade and the water is gonna be too deep, I think. Alright, now actually for the building, that's a functional part. We can't really have any stone down here. So I'll try to decorate this area up here as best I can. So I use a mix of cobblestone, deep slate, and andesite. I'm not too familiar on how creeks actually look in real life. I'm just looking at some reference pictures and it seems like they have a lot of rocks on the sides. Not sure how it originates though, so I'm just gonna try to make it up here. But yeah, one nice thing since the 113 update is you can start waterlogging blocks like this, so we can have much more variation in the water than before. Have some slabs here to vary it up a bit, which we indeed need to waterlog to make it look correct. And I'm pretty sure we also have some like washed up pebbles on the side. We can have them as slabs over here. I think this infinite water source that I made could also be a permanent thing. Look at this. Yeah, just a small stream coming out of this area here. Okay, I think that side is starting to take some shape. Quite happy with that. Oh wow, it's a good spot in here. That's funny. And of course it's gonna be very smart. Okay, I think that should be good with some light added over here. Actually, we can add a little bit of stone over here because there is nothing growing here. And I suppose we can add a little bit more texturing in this area. It's all dirt now. Could be a good combination of stone and gravel and sand to indicate like the transition to the river here. I mean, sorry, the lake. All right, so here's one that already grows over here, as you can see. Very similar to the growth stage previously, but it's just slightly more vibrant. And you could harvest it with, let's say, a knife to get the straw as well. And there is some rice. Wait, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. So yeah, I think that's basically it. We'll just let this grow and we'll move on to the next farm. All right, next up are going to be melon and pumpkin farms, which are used reasonably often in Farmer's Delight recipes. I'm going to be using a design by Russ Site. It's a reasonably simple design using an observer to look at the pumpkin seed that is growing. Every time this grows into one pumpkin on the left or the right, it will trigger. And well, we're going to have to add some redstone on the sides over here. So just tile it like this, alternating between observer and piston like so, with the pumpkin or melon seed right in front of the observers, and blocks behind the observers, and redstone dust behind the pistons. So we do this just a couple more times, and there are some more over here. Alright, and here's the fun twist I'm going to be adding. I'm going to be using some packed ice conveyors over here to transport the items. So let's see if we got lucky over here with the water. Does this line in front of... Oh no, it does line up in front. Okay, we'll just have to move this one block behind because we're going to have pressure plates to make this work. So something like this. So hopefully this won't land on top of it. Yeah, we'll just hope for the best. But yes, these pressure plates will separate out these water streams so we can continue on in this one direction. But then I thought, wouldn't it be cool if we had kind of like a staircase of these things? So this just kind of goes down layer by layer because we do have this slight thing over here. So this water stream would go from there, loop around here, go down by one block or two, and go around this way and keep going zigzagging until we have enough melons and pumpkins. You know, dropping down, something like this. And then we can head in the opposite direction. Continuing along, and we could probably have like one or two more layers down here. Keeping in mind we should probably continue to move in this direction to not crash into this pond over here. And to hopefully maximize the number of pumpkins and melons that are coming to this water stream, I'm going to add some iron bars up here. This is replicated from Tangotech's video, where he showed a lossless farm design, a sugarcane farm, that I used in episode 10 of Railing. So hopefully this works reasonably well at least. Alright, so just double checking that it works, just throw this in. So it should go around over there, down the iron bars and through this area. There you go. We'll see if any get stuck in the future. Yeah, I think we'll build maybe 2 or 3 more layers, basically until we hit the sea. Ooh, here's our first pumpkin. Exciting. Awesome. So I think that should be the whole farm, the whole stack over here from the top to the bottom. It's pretty nice with the rice fields, I think. But yeah, the last thing to do here is to actually have a little storage system. We're going to use Tom Simple Storage to have some drawers for the melons and the pumpkins. I hope I remembered this correctly, but I'm pretty sure we have our inventory connector over here with a basic inventory hopper coming over here and a hopper to actually collect the items from the world. And then we'll just connect these to 2 drawers like so. And I think if we just have melons over here and pumpkins over here, we should be good to go. So if we just drop, so it's currently at 44, and if we just drop a couple on the stream over here to pretend that that was the collected things, it should come into the system like so. Same thing with the melons over here. There you go. So I think for now we're just going to give them 2 drawer upgrades like that, the level 2 ones, because they're pretty cheap with the iron we have, and lock them so that it doesn't mess up if we run out of either of these. But yeah, I believe so far so good. Some of the pumpkin stems have actually fully grown, and I have seen some pumpkins go by this water stream as I'm building this. So quite happy with that. Hopefully the melons will be coming soon as well. And we actually have this nice footpath here from the left side. Pretty nice. I didn't realize that these pebbles would actually make for a pretty good footpath all the way up here. And I think we can build one straight down here as well. So there are the stairs over there. Added just some vines over there to add some more interest, but pretty basic palette otherwise. So I think it's a good time to move on to our last farm for today, which is going to be a kelp farm. This is a design by Sirius Blue, and as you may expect, it is a simple farm using just some observers, similar to the mechanics we've been using for the melon and pumpkin farms. So we're going to have water drop down in front of all of the observers. Line it all up with kelp so that they all become full blocks. This is the same mechanism we use to make our bubble elevators. Now here's a pretty creative part from the design. We're going to have a bit of a water stream up here. So the idea is we're going to have water flowing all the way up to the edge over here. We break these slabs over here. And so the idea is items are going to want to flow up and it will catch this water stream and be pushed all the way to the edge over here. And then these last blocks over here we can break. The water is going to flow down and we can collect our items over here in this block with a hopper. And of course we need to wire all of this up with some redstone, like so. Oh, we already got some kelp over there. And I think over here in the corner, we're just going to hook this up into a drawer like so. Oh, I didn't know you could have it face up. That's quite nice. So just wire this up here. And I think we can do something similar for another copy, which I will make on this other wall over here. The reason why I'm splitting up into 2 drawers is so that we can store more, because I do not feel like doing the diamond upgrades. And here's another copy of the farm. Hopefully this will be sufficient for our food needs. As a final touch, I will attempt to add a roof. Keyword attempt. I don't know. What do you think? I think it looks alright. And as a final touch, I will just add a little bit of a footpath towards the Stony Hill entrance to the station, the FTR station. But yeah, this has some stairs which leads up to here and to the entrance. So this completes the whole loop from that last station over there. The station doesn't exist yet though, so let's build it up, shall we? So for the station, I tried to follow the curvature of the hill and also following the rocky block palette that we see nearby with the deep slate tiles. And I thought I wanted to add some color, so I used some bright acacia stairs there. And this with the upside down stone stairs also adds some depth to the build. Notice here it is also built slightly indented into the hill so that we can have straight tracks coming in the other way, because I forgot that it extended 2 blocks out with the redstone dust and buttons. Underneath those stone stairs I added some coastline for some quote-unquote hidden lighting, and I also replaced the stone bricks with some gravel for faster rail travel. There are also stone stairs added to the sides of the gravel blocks there to smooth it out with the overall environment. And there are some end barriers there with some red terracotta and some cobblestone walls. Alright, so here it is in first person. Nice view over here. I just added some signs over here just to say, yeah, don't be careful when crossing. I didn't add the yellow terracotta here because I do want the gravel so that, you know, you could have quicker speeds all the way up to Uptown South. Yeah, quite happy. A bit simple, but it works, I think. And down here, just a little detail. Oh, probably need some light here. I just added a little bit of a fishing corner. You could fish in this lake, but I guess you could fish anywhere. But yeah, just added a little bit of a dedicated area. And last but not least, I think as a finishing touch, I'll just add some of these sweet berries in this area over here. Something for us to farm. I think it will also look quite nice from the station below. Yeah, I think I'll just plant these in rows like so. Leave a bit of space here so we could go to the back. Yeah, I think 3 rows should be enough now. Just have to be careful to not walk into them. They grow pretty quick too. Here's one that's almost done. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this episode. We basically have all of the farms we need to make all of the Farmer's Delights foods with some minor exceptions like blueberries. So I think that's going to be the last of the farming episodes for now. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day. And as always, God bless. And as usual, here is a ride home if you are interested. This time from Stony Hill Farms. That's what I'm calling it, by the way.